Do you love to crush? I love to crush. When Matt starts drinking, we all love to crush. Remember to consume and crush responsibly. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Hey folks, Chef Matt Basile here, back with another episode of 5 things I love to crush. However, little sidebar, this week's episode, a little different. I had an idea for 5 things I love to crush this week. It was like all about cocktails with Prosecco or bubbles, champagne, either or. Cocktails featuring bubbles. Now, how do I put this? I drink Pinot Noir, I drink Rosé, and I drink lagers. I don't have that big of a cocktail palate, if you will, or vocabulary. Yes, I don't have a huge cocktail vocabulary. So I put it out into the world. I said, hey folks, that's how I did it. Hey folks, I'm doing an episode of 5 things I love to crush. Send me your top Prosecco/champagne cocktails, but exclude the Aperol Spritz, which we all know I love, and a mimosa, which I think is the go-to in everyone's mindset when they're thinking of cocktails featuring bubbles. So, all that said, I put it out there and I got flooded with recommendations. And I took the top 5 recommendations and I made them and I enjoyed them and I crushed them and now I've ranked them here for you today. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of this process. Mad respect. Also, keep in mind, if you're gonna crush cocktails, do so responsibly, like at brunch or before going out, but not prior to getting behind the steering wheel of a vehicle or a tractor. I'm just saying. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like the channel, turn on notifications, that little bell up near the top, and subscribe. Or no, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, maybe give a comment or two. If you're on the gram, share this, favorite it, comment, let people know, hey, Matt's doing another episode of 5 things I love to crush. You should check it out. Let's crush. Number 1 or number 5, I never know which order to start this video series in, but we're gonna figure it out one of these days. Is a cousin of one of the cocktails I said don't send me a recommendation for. I love Aperol Spritz, but like most people were saying, do a Campari Spritz. And you know what? Cheers to that. Because for all of you that say, you know what, maybe Aperol Spritz is a little too sweet for me, it's not my thing, all of a sudden, you have a Campari Spritz. Way more bitter, in a good way, less sticky on the lips. For all the reasons why people might not like Aperol Spritz, I think the Campari Spritz kind of solves that, you know, still with the orange, still with my olives, you know me and my olives, never get rid of those. Campari Spritz, definitely a great crushable Prosecco cocktail. It's familiar, it's effervescent, it's got the brininess from the olives still, which actually I think goes really well with the Campari. You're getting the Prosecco, you're getting the club soda, it's still a 3-2-1. Great summer drink. Cheers to that. Campari Spritz, number 5. Hello, old friend. Next, number 4 on the list is one that I thought I was going to hate. It's called a shambles, and I can't believe how many people actually recommended this thing. It's Prosecco and Red Bull. The f***? What? So Red Bull energy drink obviously gives you wings. They actually recommend you don't mix these things with alcohol, but it's not me, Red Bull, it's the people who voted. A little bit of Prosecco, a little bit of Red Bull, a little bit of fresh lime juice, some lime zest on top. You're not supposed to like it. However, it's very, very good. Like, how that works so well blows my mind. I could see myself crushing about 13 of those and then going to the gym. Or the hospital. Thank you, Chloe. Or the hospital. Fair. So don't do that. Don't have 13. Have 1 or 2. Enjoy it responsibly, like I said before. But the shambles. Also, let's talk about the name. Sounds like you are just trying to crawl out of a weird little evening. You know, maybe that's why you need the Red Bull, to wake up, The Prosecco's there to just keep your buzz going from the night before. Either way, something I didn't think I'd like, and I don't hate it at all, shambles. Number 4 on the crushable list. All right, number 3, before I get into this one, I just want to make a little side note because I'm sure the comments will say this. I'm sure people will be talking behind my back. It's totally cool. If you were watching me assemble these cocktails and I was doing improper techniques, you need to know, I'm not a cocktail maker. I'm not good at these things. There's some things I'm fantastic at. Making cocktails is not one of them. I know how to order one. I know how to tell you if I like one or not. Not the best bartender on the planet. So if I was improperly shaking or if I picked the wrong glassware, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. It's not a big deal though. Let's just get over it, shall we? Now that we have, on to the next one. Number 3 on the cocktail list of cocktails that you love to crush, now that I love to crush, featuring Prosecco/champagne. This one was interesting. The Kir Royale. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Kir Royale. Kir Royale? Kir or Kir? I don't know. Kir Royale. It's cassis. Is that how you pronounce it? Cassis? Cassis? It's cassis? Or cassis? Put a little bit of cassis in first, then you add the Prosecco, add the blackberries. Beautiful color to it. I love that, how it like separates. It's very pretty. A little sweet for my likings. The trick to this one is to make sure that your Prosecco is ice cold when you're pouring it over the cassis. I feel like that contrast of the sweet, syrupy cassis that starts this cocktail combined with the ice cold Prosecco, a little bit of blackberries, it's balanced. It's a balancing act. But so although maybe not my favorite on the taste factor of these 5 cocktails, look how beautiful that is. It's pretty. It's growing on me though. It kind of tastes like a dessert as a child, like a melted popsicle or something. What does this taste like? Like a melted Freezy. Anyways, next. Okay, number 2 on the list. Now this one came out of the woodwork, really. First I got one person who recommended it and then no one else did. And then near the end of the 24-hour mark, a lot more people came out with this one. And it's interesting because I'd never heard of this cocktail in my life. In fact, when the person who first recommended it to me said the name, I was like, oh, I wonder if they meant to say that because the word in Italian translates to mistake. And that's sbagliato. Sbagliato. My girlfriend is watching this being like, you butchered the Italian language. Sbagliato, 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 sbagliato. Anyways, it means mistake. Because I know this very well because my nonna used to say this word to me all the time. Like, I don't know if I was the mistake or if I was making mistakes, but I'm very familiar with the word sbagliato. Anyways, so I was like, that's weird. That's a weird name for a cocktail, mistake. And then I did a little Googling. Rumor has it that the original making of this cocktail was a mistake. Oh, that's good. See, it has the main ingredients of a Negroni. So the legend has it that the bartender was just making a Negroni. Had Martini Rossi or sweet vermouth, Campari. I don't know how you mix up a bottle of gin with a bottle of Prosecco. They're not the same thing, especially when it comes to opening it. Like, they open very differently. However, that's the legend. So I'm not here to like poo-poo on the parade. This is what the Google told me. And it kind of makes sense with the name. But they were trying to make a Negroni. They ended up making it with Prosecco. Out comes this fantastic cocktail called a sbagliato. Anyways, number 2 on the list, sbagliato. The number 1, Prosecco/champagne / just cocktail made with bubbles that everyone said, Matt, if you have not tried this, you are not living properly. You need to go figure out your life. Is a French 75. Again, I'm sorry, I never heard of a French 75. I think it's supposed to be made in a flute, but I already had a cocktail in a flute, and I didn't want there to be 2 similar glasses. So I put it in this thing. I don't know what it's called. It's a martini glass? I don't think this is a martini glass either. Champagne glass, it's not a flute. Anyways, allow me to not digress. French 75, gin, simple syrup, lemon juice, a little rosemary sprig, a little lemon zest in there. Very tasty. It's very nice. I shook it, so it was nice and cold when I first started this process. Got in there. I'm not a very good shaker, so if you look at my face, I'm not really like concerned the whole time. Long story short, it all comes together really well. Now I used a very interesting gin called Empress Gin. So it like changes colors when you're mixing with other alcohols and other liquids and ice and stuff like that. That's why normally it's more of a cloudy white color, but this one's more of a cloudy, what is that, mauve? Purple? Violet? Cloudy violet. Anyways, French 75, unanimously, the number one thing that everyone told me to crush as a cocktail featuring Prosecco. I had never heard of it. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. Don't send me a DM being like, dude, how have you never heard of French 75? I told you, I don't get out much. And B, if I do, I'm ordering a lager, a Pinot Noir, or a Rosé. That's it. 3 things. One of those 3 things. So it was great. Big fan of it. I can understand why it was the most kind of suggested cocktail featuring Prosecco. It's got a lot of, you know, tardiness, which I love. It's not too sweet. It's not too tangy. It's just right. It's just right. Plus, shaken over ice. Can't go wrong with that. The rosemary, not necessary. Let's just throw that out there. It does nothing other than just tickle my nose. But beyond that, that lemon zest, it kind of reminds me of like a snow cone, like a really good snow cone, even though it's not snow. But the flavor I'm saying is like a really good snow cone. Fantastic. So good on you folks are recommending the 75. Prosecco's getting to me now. It's a little, woo. Anyways, number 1 on the list. Thanks to you and thanks to me reading your messages. French 75. Well, there you have it, folks. Another episode of 5 things I love to crush. But this episode's super important because it was really made by you and I just configured the list. So thank you so much for your contributions. I hope I did these cocktails justice, at least a little bit. They look kind of pretty. They tasted great. So yay, check, check. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And if you're watching this on Instagram, just share it or favorite it. Or what else do the kids do, Chloe? They heart it. You could heart this. Like it, like it, like it. Thanks, folks. Till next time. Ciao. Sbagliato. Sbagliato. Io faccio sbagliato. Matteo, ma capite? Sempre faccio sbagliato. Ma che fai? Ma che fai? Ma che fai?